start. Contempt of court is a serious challenge to the majesty of law. Sometimes it is committed in ignorance, that is, the contemner has no knowledge as to the meaning of the contempt. Consequently, a definition of the expression contempt of court is of much utility, but unfortunately, there is no clear and definite definition of this expression. The Contempt of Court Act 1971 defines it as a civil contempt or criminal contempt. Actually, it is not the definition but classification of contempt of court. Actually, contempt of court cannot be defined exhaustively, but a workable definition is possible. It is an act or omission which interferes or tends to interfere with the administration of justice, provided that if the interference with the administration of justice is in the form of disobedience to the order of the court or breach of undertaking given to the court, it will amount to contempt of court only when the obedience or breach is willful. Under the Contempt of Courts Act 1971, contempt has been categorized into two categories: civil contempt and criminal contempt. Civil contempt has been defined as willful disobedience to any judgment, decree, direction, order, writ, or other process of a court, or willful breach of an undertaking given to a court. Criminal contempt of court means the publication of any matter or doing of any other act which has resulted or likely to result in any of the following consequences: scandalizes or tends to scandalize, or lowers or tends to lower the authority of any court, prejudices or interferes or tenders to interfere with the new due course of any judicial proceedings, interferes or tends to interfere with, or obstructs or tends to obstruct the administration of justice in any other manner, that is, interference with the court's officer, including the advocate discharging the professional function, interference with the parties, interference with the witnesses, abuse of the process of the courts, etc. The contempt jurisdiction of the subordinate court is based on the statutory provisions, and therefore their contempt jurisdiction may be controlled or regulated by the statutory provisions, but the contempt jurisdiction of the Supreme Court and High Court is based on the provisions of the Constitution, and therefore it cannot be taken away or made ineffective by any statute. The contempt jurisdiction is available to the Supreme Court and High Court because of being a court of record. Article 129 of the Constitution declares the Supreme Court as the court of record, and Article 215 declares the High Court as the court of record. It is now well settled that the Supreme Court and the High Court, being a court of record, have inherent power to punish not only of their own contempt but also the contempt of their subordinate courts. The contempt jurisdiction of the Superior Court is a special jurisdiction. The contempt proceedings are neither civil nor criminal. They are sui generis. They are neither governed by the Code of Civil Procedure nor by the Criminal Procedure Code. They are not governed by the Evidence Act. The court has to be satisfied that the contempt has been committed, and it may adopt its own procedure for deriving the satisfaction. In contempt proceedings, ordinarily the court and contemner are the necessary parties. The person who invites attention of the court to the facts constituting contempt does not become complainant or petitioner. The contempt jurisdiction is a special jurisdiction, and therefore it is to be exercised in the exceptional cases. The Contempt of Courts Act provides that no court shall impose a sentence under this act for contempt of court unless it is satisfied that the contempt is of such a nature that it substantially interferes or tends substantially to interfere with the due course of justice. The Contempt of Courts Act provides several defenses to the person charged with the criminal contempt, that is, innocent publication or distribution of publication, fair and accurate report of judicial proceedings, fair criticism of judicial act, and bona fide complaint against the presiding officers of the subordinate court, etc. In case of civil contempt, also several defenses are available to the person charged with the contempt, that is, disobedience of the court's order, etc., or breach of undertaking given to the court was not willful. The order has been passed without jurisdiction. The order disobeyed was vague and ambiguous. The order involves more than one reasonable interpretation. Compliance with the order is impossible, etc. The Contempt of Courts Act makes provision in respect of the punishment for the contempts of court. Section 12 of the Act provides that, save as otherwise expressly provided in this Act or in any other law, a contempt of court may be punished with simple imprisonment for a term which may extend to 6 months, or with fine which may extend to 2000 rupees, or with both. In the case of Supreme Court Bar Association versus Union of India, the Supreme Court has made it clear that in exercise of the contempt jurisdiction, the license of an advocate to practice legal profession cannot be suspended or cancelled. The Contempt of Courts Act provides remedies to the person charged with the contempt of court against the order of the punishment. According to Section 12 of the Act, the contemptor may tender apology to the court, and if the court is satisfied that it has been made with real feeling of repentance, it may remit the punishment awarded for the contempt. Section 19 provides that the appeal shall lie as of right from any order or decision of the High Court in exercise of its jurisdiction, provided that where the order or decision is that of a judicial commission in any union territory, such appeal shall lie to the High Court. This section provides right of not only one appeal. However, the remedy by way of special leave under Article 136 of the Constitution is still available. Section 19 of 3 of the Act indicates that an appeal will lie at the instance of a person aggrieved, a person who brings the facts of contempt to the notice of the court or moves the court for action being taken under Contempt of Courts Act is not a person aggrieved. The informant is not a party to the contempt proceedings. If the application for initiation of contempt proceedings is dismissed, none of the rights of the informant is affected, and therefore he cannot file an appeal against it. However, even in such condition, he is not without remedy. He can move the Supreme Court under Article 136 of the Constitution. An appeal can be filed only against the order imposing punishment for the contempt of court. The order or decision of the High Court refusing to initiate contempt proceedings or dropping the contempt proceedings or acquitting the contemptor cannot be challenged by way of appeal under Section 19 of the Contempt of Courts Act. Article 215 of the Constitution provides that every High Court shall be a court of record and shall have all the powers of such a court, including the power of punishment for contempt of itself. Section 19 of 1 of the Contempt of Courts Act provides that an appeal shall lie as of right from any order or decision of the High Court in the exercise of its jurisdiction to punish for contempt. The jurisdiction or power conferred on the High Court by Article 215 can be said to have been exercised by it only when it imposes punishment for contempt.